Everyone, hope everything is going well. I know the handle says AIH Sports, but this is going to be AIH Finance. And I'm going to throw in some sports cards topics as well. But I did want to use some finance topics, and that's why it's going to be on the finance channel rather than the sports card channel because people usually have a fit. David Brady, one of the technicians that I follow, he's been calling for a US dollar to go to 106, and it's achieved. And it's in his opinion and other technicians that the dollar index is going to be going south. And, you could look at interest rates. Have interest rates topped? That's the question. They did break out the last week or so. And I'm just looking, though, despite the price action, I'm looking at the Fed funds futures. It's a prediction of where the Fed funds rate's going to be. If you look at it, like starting from October, it's going nowhere. That the rates will probably be constant. Okay. So if you have interest rates that are constant for the Fed funds rate, what's going to happen on the longer end? Especially with many headwinds that are happening in the economy. A lot of people say, oh, things are strong. I don't think they're as strong as what people are saying. When I see the yield curve inverted and people saying that things are resilient in the economy, that doesn't mean we're at a top in the stock market. I do believe that the stock market will rise for the next 8 months, even though we've had this correction. But I'm just looking at it and thinking, okay, what's the next shoe to drop? And I believe it's going to be commercial real estate, which I've outlined in previous videos. So if the dollar does go down, which I do believe it will be, what does this also mean for sports cards, for gold and silver and Bitcoin? Well, I'm going to be looking at the 10-year tips. This, in the past 5 years, hasn't been as high. The 10-year tips, 2%. That's the market's predicting that inflation isn't the threat. That's what this 10-year tips is pricing, okay? Whether you agree with it or not. And for the past, decade, this has been the most. And what's quite interesting is that gold has held its own. You've had Bitcoin rally from the bottom. So it just tells me when this yield goes down, I think it'll go down along with the US dollar. You're going to see a pump up in short term in sports cards, high-end sports cards, in gold, in silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. Now, this thing is going to be collapsing, in my opinion. But, my favorite indicator is showing, hey, look, this is probably not the time to be. All right, let me rephrase this. I believe alternative assets should be doing well based on what I'm looking at the 10-year tips right now. But the window of opportunity, though, it's not going to be for too long until, the whole system crashes, which I do believe will happen around election time next year. But we shall see. Things can change, but the inverted yield curve, what's the yield curve right now? Or what's the Fed funds rate? 5.25? What's the 10-year? 4.6? That's not good. Not good at all, in my opinion. But anyways, let me know what you think about this, and I'll talk to you later. See you. Bye.